Hey, it's EG. Welcome to the audio version of the Be Yourself Marketing newsletter. And if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, there are real conversations with entrepreneurs just like you, and they're building on their own terms because your best marketing strategy is the one you were born with. Find it wherever you listen. Now, let's get into the newsletter. The proven strategy that quietly kills businesses. It usually fails for one of two reasons. Quote, just use this proven strategy. Honestly, that might be one of the most dangerous phrases in online business. Strategies don't usually fail because they're bad. They fail because they don't match either the stage of your business, the size of your audience, your goals, or even how you naturally operate as a person. The same strategy that works brilliantly for the person teaching it can completely break someone else's business. Not because they did it wrong, but because it's the wrong tool for where they are right now. I've been running into this a lot lately. Clients struggling to launch or scale their businesses, even pushback from experts and mentors while I restructure parts of my own. Some strategies that made sense for me before don't anymore, and some things that work great for other people would be a terrible fit for me. Which brings us to one of the most common mistakes I see when people start a business. Yes, these strategies are quote unquote proven. They worked for someone, usually the person selling you the strategy. But that doesn't mean they'll work for your business, especially if you're in a completely different stage. So why do proven strategies fail? There are two alignment problems most of us ignore. One, the personality mismatch. Sometimes strategies simply don't fit how you naturally work. You'll end up like a vegan running a dairy farm. You know what else doesn't work? Using proven strategies at the wrong stage of your business. Yes, that's a thing. So number two is the stage mismatch. A strategy that works for a mature business often breaks an early one. So let's look at the low-ticket elephant in the room. For starters, the tendency is to create an offer then wonder what someone would pay for it. And when you're getting started in business, you tend to want to start with the low ticket offer. It might be a $7 ebook or an $8 a month membership to a newsletter subscription. So sick. Or it might be a $15 a month membership. It feels safer for your imposter syndrome, and you tell yourself your audience can't afford anything more. The problem shows up in the numbers, in that they just don't add up. Consider how much time and effort it takes to build and sell low-priced things to get out of a job permanently. So I'm going to throw some numbers at you. Let's say you need $50,000 a year in your business to leave your job. Yes, you may want more, but just let's start there. You would have to sell 7,143 ebooks at $7 to earn that $50,000. Or it would need to be 6,250 newsletter subscription at $8 a month, or 3,334 community memberships at $15 a month. Oh, but wait, there's more. Because if you're phenomenal at copywriting and have a perfect lock on your target audience and their needs, you'll maybe get a 10% conversion. So that means you need to get your $7 ebook in front of at least 71,430 people. Or you need to tell 62,500 right market people about your newsletter. Or maybe just reach 33,334 people looking for a community just like yours. Look, I'm from an old school Italian family that breeds like rabbits. Seriously, we had 400 people at an engagement party once, and that was just the immediate family. So I know a lot of people, but I'm pretty sure that I couldn't fill a stadium with the right people ready to buy from me. Can you do this at this stage in your business? Now, some people might argue you need a small paid offer first, to get that proof of concept. But you know what? You can actually get that proof of concept much faster by working with someone one-on-one. And you get to the income that you need and want faster. This is the faster path most of us ignore. Brace yourself. What if you charged $7,000 to work with someone directly? Now, it can be over a quarter or a year. Now you only need 8 people to say yes to you in order to reach that $50,000 goal. Doesn't that sound a lot easier than finding 7,143 buyers? And here's the psychological and operational bonus for you. I'm willing to bet you're going to work your backside off to help somebody, like seriously, if they pay you that. And you're going to give them better results. And you're going to learn more about what they really need. That firsthand experience also gives you confidence and clarity. See, the confidence is going to come after you take the action. The right messaging shows up after you talk to real people. And you wouldn't need to spend time prepping all these extra materials for the book, the membership, the anything else. So deliver and document as you go. Then you have the start of a package system for the next person, and you have the results to back it up. You're not just looking to make some coffee money, and even if you were, you want the effort you put in to balance what you can get out. You want to escape the 9-to-5 drudgery of a job. You want the freedom and flexibility that you're expecting to get from entrepreneurship. So what happens when you skip this step? Well, I had a client last year with a potentially industry-changing idea. I'm not kidding. I got goosebumps when I heard it. But instead of testing it with a few clients first, they spent months building a membership platform. They factored in live coaching calls, extra self-paced courses, and a full resource library. So then launch day, month, quarter came. They got exactly 1 subscriber at $47. But see, now they had a bigger problem because now they have to show up and give that 1 subscriber everything that they were promised day after day, week after week for just $47. And now they've also got the added pressure to hurry up and get more subscribers because not only is 1 not a community, it's not even going to cover the cost of the platforms to host the community or the time. And if they don't get what you promised, they're going to leave. So the reality is they could have put just as much effort into helping that first community member as they could working one-on-one with the client. But consider how hard it feels to deliver on all of that for just a few dollars a month. What are the odds that you literally get it just right when you've never worked through the process with anyone, ever? That means you have to change things while you're still serving. So why does it work for the gurus? Well, all those experts telling you to start a Substack already have years of experience and clients and followers. That's just like people admiring all my misadventures when I travel. Statistically, I'm spending more time on the road than the rest of them combined. That means I'm more likely to experience the misadventures. Now, don't freak out. Keep in mind we're looking at income streams. It's a different conversation if you're not immediately or ever going to monetize your newsletter or community, etc. What's important here is the strategy has to match the goal and where you're at in business and who you are as a person. Now, here are a few other ways that we tend to put the cart before the horse. We're building a website before we've locked in our message, or we're spending too much time and money on the perfect tech stack. Or maybe we're wasting time deciding on a business name, which bank account to open up, etc. Now look, I've changed my business name a few times before settling on Be Yourself Marketing. And I'm also changing things in my own business and how I run it. Right now, I'm experimenting with a few clientless income streams. But that doesn't mean everyone else should. That doesn't mean you should. Maybe eventually, maybe not. Because at this stage, and with how I like to operate, this is a strategy that makes the most sense for me. So I'm documenting it and I'm going through that. So now the bigger question is, what makes sense for you right now at your stage in your business with who you are as a person? Remember, the strategy has to match the goal and where you are in business and who you are as a person. Make it a great self-assessing week.